Okay, so this is a very common issue, which is a failure to communicate expectations clearly tendency. So we tend to assume that they know, and there are actually many different kind of variables that I'm going to cover in this. But overall, my notes are very complicated, so I'm going to simplify while we go through these things. So what it is, it's a recurring bias where clear expectations are left unstated, vague, or unconfirmed, leading to misaligned, avoidable errors, and rework. It often comes from assuming others get it or know and skipping the basic communication steps or mistaking activity for understanding. And so, why it exists? We want to avoid doubt, and doubt comes from reconfirming expectations. We want to stay consistent that we are a fast worker, example, we are a fast learner, and then we don't reconfirm it, right? And then we get more reward out of activity rather than reconfirming and making sure that our plan is clear. Um, I think those are the main ones. There's more here, but I'm not going to state those. And so, how it works, uh, you assign something. You say, like, okay, let's do this. And then the other person is like, okay, cool, let's do it. And it was not clear that the person didn't know what to do, when to do, or how to do it. They were like clueless, and they don't communicate it back. But you as a leader is also your responsibility. It's mutual responsibility to make sure that you communicate clearly on what do you want, um, from who, when do you want it, how it will be done, and what are the blockers. Is there any blockers that are blocking them? Da, da, da. And so that's the main thing. And so then you don't confirm from the other party that, okay, so is this clear, is this clear, and you don't make them agree in written, or you don't write any of those things down. So it's anything is like someone says something and nobody knows what's the truth actually. And then the last thing that happens is like, okay, so the deadline is tomorrow and the person didn't start because they don't know what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. Pretty bad, right? And so that becomes very costly. So the dangers are misalignment and rework, wasted time and opportunity cost, and a silent failure. Issues appear late, and then they become costly. And so here's a simple framework on how to avoid it. So first, like the steps are like why, who, what, how, when, and then blockers if there's any blockers. So first one is why. You have to uh, clarify why it's important, what its purpose. So people are more likely to do better quality, do it faster, have more engagement with it. Second is who is going to do it. So it's not the team, it's not a developer, it's a name, a specific person who's responsible of a task. And then what will be done. So it could be like send me the report, but what could it be? Cash flow report printed on my desk by 3 p.m. Like then they know like what to do. Like cash flow report of this month, printed on my desk by 3 p.m. And this time format also would like that's what you want done instead of send me the report. What report? When? What's included in the report? Right. All right. And then how? So do they know how to do it? And there are hundreds of skills, for example, that you need to answer to emails, right? To gather data from a database, read and understand and make a document like SOP, There are so many skills that you need to do that. So do they know how? If they don't know how, then what you want to do, DDD. So document, demonstrate, and duplicate. So you document it down when you do it, you demonstrate it to them, and then you duplicate. Make sure that they do it right. And never assume that they know how. So if they say, okay, I'll do it, like, okay, then explain me how you'll do it. Like, explain the steps. If when you miss, when you when you spot clear signs that they don't know what to do, then you have to probe on that. And so then, when do they know the exact timeline? So, do they know when to do it? So, is it like, okay, can you do it next week? Like, okay, end of the next week or on Tuesday? What time on Tuesday? 9 p.m? 7 p.m? What time do you want it? So you want to communicate that. And as a general rule, as a company, you want to have EOD as default instead of EOW. End of week is 7 times slower than end of day. And so, how could you do this end of day instead of end of week? You ask like the cash flow report, for example, and then they're like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, okay, when you'll get it done? They said, okay, end of next week. I said, okay, cool. How long do you think the actual task takes for you? And they said 30 minutes. Okay, nice. So what do you do between now, 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. today? I'm gonna do a social media management. Okay, how long does it take from you? It takes 1 hour. I'm like, okay. So do you think you would be able to do half an hour task and 1 hour task in 2 hours? They say yes. Okay, so give it me by 4 p.m. Cool, thanks, bye. And then they do. And then blockers. Are there external blockers that are blocking them? So for example, they need to do the cash flow report, right? Okay, it's about this last month. So do they have access to the database? They don't. That's a blocker, right? And you want to help them to figure these things out, but also like, it's like, let's say the only task is to make the cash flow report in 2 days, okay? And in 2 days, after 2 days, they're like, okay, I didn't do it because I don't have access to the database. like in 2 days, you could not ask credentials or someone to get access to it. Okay, and then it becomes down to like, will you support them, reprioritize, or fire them? Like, if they're not able to ask for credentials, they might not be able to do many other things. So, got it. And why in this order? So first, like they common failures first. So if they don't know why it's important, they might not do it, even if they know all the other things. If they don't know what to do, they are not likely to do it. Oh, wait. Before that is like who. So if they don't know that they have to do it, they will not do it. If they don't know what to do, they will not do it. If they don't know when to do it, or how to do it, they will not do it, right? And then last, the blockers. External things are blocking them. All right. So you want to run this checklist like why, what, why, who, what, why, who does what, and then how they do it, and when they get it done, and what might be the blockers. Why someone does it, why who does it, what they do, how they do it, and when they get it done, and what are the blockers. Few more notes. Okay. Always restate your understanding. Always. Basics. Reconfirmation loop. I write it down somewhere so there is a source of truth. It's not that, oh, Mark said that, James said that, da da da. Source of truth. Okay, that's it.